Here are 5 random facts you probably didn't know. Coconuts kill more people than sharks every year. Despite being about the same size as New York State, Bangladesh has a bigger population than Russia. Cows moo with different accents depending on their region. Oxford University is older than the Aztecs. The Aztecs began in 1325, but Oxford University was established around 1096. Broccoli is a human invention, bred by Italian farmers over 2,000 years ago. Be sure to like and subscribe for more interesting daily facts. 5 facts you probably didn't know. Part 2. A single strand of spaghetti is called a spaghetto. We don't actually know who named the Earth. In World War II, Germany tried to collapse the British economy by dropping millions of counterfeit bills over London. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. There's about 100 billion stars up there, and about 3 trillion trees down here. The tongue is the only muscle in one's body that is attached from one end. Make sure to hit the subscribe button for more interesting facts. 5 facts you probably didn't know. Part 3. The color orange was named after the fruit, not the other way around. There is a boss in Metal Gear Solid 3 that can be defeated by not playing the game for a week, or by changing the date. German chocolate cake is named after American baker Samuel German. It has no affiliation with Germany. The largest Japanese population outside of Japan stands at 1.6 million people who live in Brazil. There are only 2 ATMs in Antarctica and only 1 works. If you would like to learn more random facts that you're totally gonna use at some point in life, then be sure to subscribe. 5 facts you probably didn't know. Part 4. Saudi Arabia imports camels from Australia. Vending machines are twice as likely to kill you than a shark is. A strawberry isn't a berry but a banana is. If you put your finger in your ear and scratch, it sounds just like Pac-Man. Now, take your hand out of your ears so you can listen to this 5th fact. The youngest pope in history was Pope Benedict IX, who was 11 years old at the time of the election. He is also the only person to have been the pope more than once. For more awesome facts that may possibly save your life someday, be sure to subscribe. 5 facts you probably didn't know. Part 5. It rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter. A buttload is an actual unit of measurement, equivalent to 126 gallons. If you're in Detroit and you walk south, you'll actually walk into Canada. If you dug a hole to the center of the earth and dropped a book down, it would take 42 minutes and 12 seconds to reach the bottom. And lastly, at the time you were born, you were briefly the youngest person in the entire world. For more mind-blowing facts, be sure to subscribe to Gray Matter Plus. 5 facts you probably didn't know. Part 6. The continent with the highest average education level is Antarctica. There is a town in Nebraska called Monowi with a population of 1. The only resident is Elsie Eiler, who is the mayor, bartender, and librarian. The author of Mary Had a Little Lamb, Sarah Josepha Hale, is credited for the creation of the national holiday Thanksgiving. Times Square was originally called Longacre Square. It was renamed in 1904 after the New York Times moved its headquarters to the newly constructed Times building. Yes, you were Time Magazine's Person of the Year in 2006. Wouldn't that look great on a resume? For more facts to help you fill out your job application, be sure to subscribe to the channel. 5 facts you probably didn't know. Part 7. There is a fence in Australia that is longer than the distance from New York to London. Google was originally called Backrub. Feel free to backrub it. A 12-year-old French boy once faked his kidnapping to avoid going to the dentist. This word is a Japanese word for the habit of buying a lot of books, letting them pile up, and never reading them. 1 gram of polonium-210 can kill up to 50 million people, and make another 50 million sick. For more completely unrelated facts, be sure to subscribe. 5 facts you probably didn't know. Part 8. The largest Wikipedia article in the world is a list of Joe Biden's 2020 presidential campaign endorsements. God was the second most thanked person in Oscar acceptance speeches in the last 50 years. The first was Steven Spielberg. The average horse has 5 to 15 horsepower. Can openers were invented almost 50 years after cans. How do you think cans were opened before then? Let us know. And finally, in order to protest censorship by the British Board of Film Classification, filmmaker Charlie Line sent in a 10-hour movie of paint drying, and the board had to watch the entire thing. Additionally, this movie has a 9.4 rating on imdb.com. For more mind-numbing facts such as that last one, be sure to subscribe. 5 Facts You Probably Didn't Know Part 9. Walmart has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard. Penguins used to be nearly 7 foot tall. Studies have shown that video games might be more effective at battling depression than therapy. In 2006, an Australian man tried to sell New Zealand on eBay. The price rose to $3,000 before eBay shut it down. If a polar bear eats your liver, you will die, but if you eat a polar bear's liver, you will also die. That is due to the extremely high levels of vitamin A in their liver. For more life-altering facts, be sure to subscribe.
5 Facts You Probably Didn't Know Part 10. A human tooth has 36 calories. Make of that what you will. The longest unbroken alliance in world history is between England and Portugal. It has lasted from 1386 to this day. If you put an egg in the palm of your hand and make a fist as hard as you can, the egg will not break. The longest TV commercial is 14 hours long. It is a commercial for Old Spice deodorant. And finally, in France, it's legal to marry a dead person. Well, depending on the circumstance. For more facts that have nothing to do with necrophilia, be sure to subscribe.